Time Warner and Tastefully Nude Records proudly present an All Sorts of Words Christmas, a new album filled with your favorite stars, like Ricky from All Sorts of Words. I'm dreaming of a white wrapper, just like the 90s used to know, where the rhymes were absurd and they don't use the N-word. Songs like Informer by Snow. Optimus Prime. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you'll really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. And the Ex-Hamster Choir. To order your copy of an All Sorts of Words Christmas, try and remember that it's not real, and so you cannot. I mean, honestly, why would you even want something like this in your home? That you even reached for your credit card to buy something so odious should help you understand why Carol left. Hey, it's Ricky from All Sorts of Words, and I found a comic store in my area called Mid-Coast Comics, and I'm thrilled to tell anyone in the area that this store exists because they deserve to have more buzz about them. I'm going to cut to some footage here. It's in a small town of Brunswick, Maine, which is about 35 minutes from where I live, and 20 if you don't drive the speed limit. And it's just a great store. Like, look at this. Like, their trade paperback section's awesome. Their books are well organized. It's well lit. Steve, the owner, is probably one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. So it's a joy to talk to someone about the hobby and who actually loves it. And the store is relatively new. It's only been in the area for, I want to say like 18 months, like not very long. But it has a pull box option, so you can get your modern comics if you want. It has a 50-cent bin. Its back issues have lots of dollar books. They actually don't have a lot of really impressive, big, sexy books up on their wall. But what they make up for is really good books in their bins and not at all overcharged. Like, you can get new 52 Batman books in their bins for like $1 to $3. It's awesome. Their 50-cent section, I found modern books, really old books, Bronze Age, a couple Silver Age books in there. There was even the first appearance of Boudica, that Green Lantern hero, first appearance of Amethyst. As you can see, I was going through the DC one. But the 50-cent bins were organized by type. So you had Marvel, DC, and Indie. And it was such a blast. This is one of those stores where if you're going, you really should go with like a bank of 3 hours. Notice how I'm not even talking about money spent because it's so cheap there. I'm talking about time spent. Go through the bins when you go to Mid-Coast Comics because there's dollar books in there that I think should be more, but hey, if he wants to sell it for $1, go with God. The 50-cent section is enormous. The new books are well organized. He even puts up like packs of like bundled books and you can buy the bundle, like the whole story. Come on, man. The guy had it all. He does some bigger books on cosign, but like, if there's any critique I have, that's the only critique. I mean, if you go to any store, part of the appeal is like the super sexy books up on the wall, you know? Like, how many people actually go into a local comic book store and drop $1,000 on an low number Spider-Man or something, right? But they're fun to look at. They're fun to see that they exist. This store doesn't really have a lot of that, and that's where I think the only area they could improve. Even if they were doing eBay sales or something, like put it on the wall, and then if you're about to sell it, deactivate the eBay listing and give me the damn book. But I want to tell one story related to this experience that I had going there. I feel like this really highlights the difference between this store and most other stores you see or hear about on the internet. So I do the same thing I always do when I go into a store or meet a seller. I say Superboy, Adventure Comics, Legion of Superheroes. And I had already found a fair amount of Legion and Adventure books for cheap. But I wanted to see if there was anything else, like any backstock that you haven't put out yet or anything. My man pulls out a long box full of Superman books. It hasn't been picked through. He hasn't gone through it. And I go a digging. I find an old Adventure Comics book in great condition. I find a Action Comics that had a recall cover, and then like an after school special Superman book that I've never read before, and I really wanted to read it. I pull them out, and because I am a blabbermouth, I'm expressing to him why I want these books. Like, oh, this is a cover that was recalled. Oh, this is an after school special. And rather than say, oh, well, I haven't priced those, $3 and $3, he was like, cool. Hey, that sounds really fun. Buck a book. What? The internet right now is choking on stories of comic book sellers and how you'll bring up books from their dollar bin and they see them recognize some sort of Marvel buzz news, and then all of a sudden they want to reprice the damn thing. That is beyond frustrating for any buyer. And this seller, Steve, did the exact opposite in that I dug through stock he hadn't even gone through yet, found stuff that I wanted, and he just buck a book. A lot of sellers don't do the whole a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush idiom. They don't live that way. Meaning, I'm here and I'm offering you money. It's not a lot of money. It's $1 a book. But I'm here with cash in my hand and I'm offering it to you. They're not taking it. And they're saying, I would rather take this book, put it back in the bin, put $10 on it, and never see that money than sell it to you for $1. Which is like, how do you build a business off that model? How do you build a business off of someone comes in, does their shopping, finds a book that they want, and then you change the price at the register? I've never had that happen to me, but I got close one time. I won't name the store because I don't want to hurt a small business, but it was a comic book store in Massachusetts, and I was on a comic crawl with a friend, and I'm pulling clearly marked books, like with a new gun, like the $3 books, out of the bins, and I'm yanking them all out. And he goes, oh, I'm going to have to reprice those at the register. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you telling me. Let's roll. And me and my friend left. It was just, I'm not giving you money if I'm doing the work for you. If you don't know what's in your bins and you don't have the time to dig through them, homie, I feel you. But you also don't get to use me as free labor to do the inventory work for you so that you can then upprice the books and try to either gouge me or the next sucker. Like, really, at the end of the day, isn't that what those stores are doing to you? They're having you put labor in to pull out books that are interesting so that they can then upprice them. It's insane. But this guy did the exact opposite. Had me do the digging, and because he hadn't put in the work, called it $1. Now, fair is fair. Had he said $3 and $3, I would have paid nonstop. But because he treated me so well, you can bet your sweet Aunt Petunia I will be back 100%. What did I get? I spent $40, and now I'm going to show you the books. So let's go look at the books. Okay, so the first thing I got was this short box. I love the art boxes. I have all art boxes. I don't have any long boxes. I really like designs. So let me show you all sides of it. This is the other side. Here's the top. Here's the side. Here's the other side. Incidentally, he told me that these are the most popular box he's ever had, and they completely sold out. And he had to order more. I might go get another one just because they are so fun. These first 3 books, these are the ones that came out of that last minute Superman find. This is a recalled book. This is not the original book. This is the re-release version because, as you can see, they gave Superman soda pop. But in the original version, it was just him and his dad having a beer. And apparently the executives at DC Comics or whoever was in charge decided that no, it is completely un-American for Superman to have a beer with his dad, this fully grown-ass man, so they replaced it with soda. Although I do feel that does fit his character. This is the after school special one that I was talking about. This is a drunk driving story where before Clark knows he has superpowers, like his parents haven't told him yet, he hasn't figured it out yet, he just knows he's different. He drinks beer and he gets in a car with other kids who say that they're good to drive. And it ends up his friend is horribly maimed and turned into a vegetable. And it's years later that Clark goes back to the hospital to visit the family because they're about to pull the plug. And he tells them the story of that night and how he feels he could have done more. This was also found in that last minute Superman dollar bin. This is, look at this. A 12 center in gorgeous condition. Like, part of me thinks this was never even read. This was from the 50-cent bin. Planet Krypton from The Kingdom. This was a series of books that came out at the same time as Kingdom Come that just gave some additional information. This series, The Kingdom, this is where Offspring made his first appearance, the son of Plastic Man. And I had all the other Kingdom books, but I didn't have this one-shot issue. So, like, how lucky is that? This I found in the bins. Just $1 in the bins. Same bins, $1. Superboy and Aqualad Mini Epic. I bet it's stupid. Your lead soup can't save you, Superboy. Your kryptonite hometown will kill you anyway. Here we go. Book length shocker. This power, this responsibility. Oh man, just biting off Spider-Man, huh? There are so many issues from this era where it's the town is just kicking out Superboy or he's quitting. Like, I feel like Superboy's, a lot of his stories are like someone making a big announcement that they're quitting Facebook. Okay, all these raw books coming up, all these were in the 50-cent bin. 50 cent. This is not a perfect copy. If anything, this would probably be like a 6070. It needs a press for it to be damn near perfect, but this is a great Turner cover. Issues 2 and 3 of The Final Night. So this was a pretty big event in DC in the late 90s. This is 96. So the sun is gone out and the planet is being plunged into an ice age, okay? And like, what do you do? Like, there's no villain to punch in this scenario. So this is what prompts Hal Jordan in his Parallax persona to sacrifice himself and die to reignite the sun. So this is a pretty big Green Lantern story, believe it or not. Kong the Untamed #3. If you watched my last video about that con in a mall, I got #1 in the dollar bin. So I think this is fun to be able to get #3. Now I'm looking for #2. Another 50 center. Well, not that it's a 50 cents, but that's, incidentally, that's what I paid. 50 cents. Just Legion of Superhero fills that I needed. This one I already have, but I feel like if you can get the set and put it together, it'd be a nice gift for somebody. This is the beginning of the Great Darkness saga, like the most famous Legion of Superhero story ever. More Legion of Superhero fills, Colossal Boy killing everybody on board. More Legion fills. This was $3. It's great condition. Great condition for a Bronze Age book, but I think we can tell why I bought it. These Crypto the Superdog stories that are in the Superboy books are absolutely insane. One time he was even responsible for pulling King Arthur's sword from the stone. That happened. More Legion fills, but this was $1. This was in the bins. Another $1. And we have Star Trek Deep Space Nine from Malibu Comics. Star Trek Deep Space Nine meets Star Trek The Next Generation. Part 3 of 4. They're just beautiful painted covers. They're great books to have out and about while I'm working on this collection. They just look great. Next Generation 21. And last but not least, Next Generation 38. I'm not going to end here because this isn't Whoopi Goldberg, and this has decidedly more Whoopi Goldberg. So this wins for best comic of the two. Okay, that's it. That's the video. I didn't want to just end on a Whoopi Goldberg picture, although that would be pretty sweet. I'm I am just at the cusp of 200 subscribers, and I'm totally stoked that everybody has stuck around, and my comment section is always wild. A lot of people don't have really good comment sections, but mine seems to be really good. And it's the holidays. I'm feeling cuddly. So, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. And yeah, love you. Bye.